Share a dream I had. I cannot for the life of me remember when it was. It was a very long time ago, I can say that. Um, so it was like before I truly let's see. I had my political awakening at 12 when we invaded Iraq. I guess it would have been technically 11. And by awakening, I mean I was my first political so my first political memory was 9/11. My first political awakening when I became political was when we invaded Iraq. So my first act of political, being aware, political awareness was cheering on a war. I was a pro-war. I was a warmonger from a young age. But obviously, as time went on, I went to high school and whatnot. When we found out there were no nukes, no. Well, I guess a nuke is a weapon of mass destruction. No weapons of mass destruction. What was it, like '06? I was in high school. I was like, wait a minute, this guy lied to me. And wait a minute, this guy lied to me. I was like, what else are they lying to me about? I got big into 9/11 conspiracy theories, which I was into up through 45 years ago. I got all the books, all the movies. Um, okay, so should I just give my honest feeling what I think happened on 9/11 in this video too? I think it was 19 guys what were 14 from Saudi Arabia, 15 from Saudi Arabia with box cutters that hijacked planes and flew them in the building. That's what I think happened on 9/11. All right. Anyways, I wanted to just share a dream I've had. I've never shared a dream on here, and it feels like it could be. I hope we're not there. So the dream was about fascism. I'm realizing now because when I mentioned all this stuff I have a roundabout way of speaking, as you know. I mentioned all this stuff at the beginning of the video because I think I had this dream. I was 12, no, maybe 15, between 12 and 16. Let's say that. I was definitely not out of high school. I remember that because I was at my old house and I was sleeping in the bed when I had this dream. And I don't know how to explain it. It was me and a ton of people, millions of people, lined up in a very long line, a longer line than I've ever seen in life for even for a theme park or anything. It could inconceivably long line, wrapping around neighborhoods. And when you got to the front of the line, there was a guy standing there wearing all black with a mask, so you couldn't see his face. And he asked you a question, do you pledge allegiance to whatever the regime was running? I guess America. And if you said no, you got zapped with some kind of device I'd never seen before in life. I'm seeing things in dream. Of course, it's a dream. It didn't have to make sense. I've seen things I've never seen in action, in real life. And I was keep in mind, this was 20 years ago. And when you got to that front of the line, they asked you, do you pledge allegiance or whatever? And if you said no, you got zapped by that little, it was like a rod, like a long rod. There was shaped like a goalpost on the end, two prongs. And if you said no, they zapped you. Basically vanished. You were just gone. What's the word where you get zapped? You're just gone. When you get shocked by something electric, you combust. I can't think of whatever that word is, but you got zapped out of existence, basically. I don't know what year that was because it was a dream. Dreams don't have to make sense in terms of the timeline. But man, a techno-fascist regime would be absolutely terrifying. How are you gonna fight against that? You know what I mean? Man, I think America's toast. If there is a fascist in office, if there's a fascist in office right now, you're done. Because we didn't organize as a people. All we did was fucking tear each other apart and divide each other by race and dumb shit like that. And now the people with all the money and the weapons laugh at us. If they want to take over tomorrow, how are you going to fight a fascist regime? You dogs will just fucking take it. And I was going to say, if I was in that line in real life and they asked me, do I pledge allegiance to a regime? I'm dead. Because I would never pledge allegiance to any government in that shape. I don't believe in fascism in any shape or form anywhere in the world. That's why I'm so anti-China. And I'm becoming anti-America because it feels like we're heading down into a fascist regime. It doesn't feel like a democracy anymore, or a republic, or whatever the hell we were, the lies or whatever bullshit, whatever words we make up for this fucking system. It was always a police state. It was always going to be fascism. This is the natural end point of a society full of ignorant ass people who weren't paying attention. And you just all we do is turn on each other. We love that shit, the easy shit. We don't like to look up at the powers that be. We like to look down and punch down, right? Or look straight ahead and punch at your neighbor. Shit like that dumb shit. When you assholes should have been looking up the whole time. But I got a bad feeling about this. That's the main point of this video. I feel like we're in fascism. I feel like I know we are. We tried to warn you idiots about Donnie Dumbass. And people like me, if we are in a fascist, we're gonna be dead. Like people like me trying to warn you idiots. Like I know the history. Like I've read the history of the parallels of Nazi Germany. Like people trying to speak out early, they got fucking sent to the chamber. And I think most Americans, 90%, 95%, are go along to get along assholes. You have no spine, you have no brain, you have no soul. Y'all would go along with the fascist regime, just like Hitler's. People wonder what would those, how did Nazi Germany happen? And what's that quote? If you wondered what you do, what you would have done during the rise of Nazi Germany, you're gonna find out right now. And me, I was on the record speaking out. Just remember that. When all this was going down, I was on the record speaking out early. You were sitting at home doing bullshit. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Just I wanted to share my dream I had a very long time ago, and it feels like it's coming true. All right, guys, see ya. And I don't know what to tell people at this point. I've tried to educate myself to the max. I filled my head with knowledge since I was a child. I try to like better myself every day, grow every day, become a better person every day. And people just stagnant. You don't like to do anything. People just like to stay in that same place and beg for demagogues and fascists to fix their fucking life, and that's literally never happened in history. You Americans, the average American is the dumbest piece of shit walking this earth. And I'm so ashamed of you. I will never stop making these videos about Donnie Dumbass until he's gone. By hook or crooks. I mean crook. Whenever that motherfucker's gone, I'll stop talking shit about that asshole. When he's dead, maybe I'll still talk shit about him just to celebrate a little bit. But I don't like that motherfucker. And if you voted for Donald Trump, I don't like you. I don't respect you. And let me say this once again, be very clear, in case he tries to come back and talk to me one day. I'm going to personalize this in the video. There's a fella named Gene Wild. I consider one of my best friends on here. Come out talk baseball with me all the time and blow smoke on my ass, all this bullshit, treating me like his equal. Then I found out he tells me he voted for Trump. So that asshole, you're dead to me. I can't be friends with Trump supporters because that makes me question your morality, your intelligence, and your entire existence. What are you here for? You failed as a human being. You're not using your brain, and you can't associate with me. I'm too smart for that shit. I can't like look down at you and like turn my brain on and be like, this person's okay or a person is cool. You're not cool. You never have a friend in me or an ally in me again. And I'm sure a lot of black people, a lot of women, a lot of Hispanics, a lot of Asians, a lot of trans people, a lot of gay people, a lot of whatever marginalized group you want to enter, feel this way around the country. Just remember, white folks. Just remember, while racist, resentful white folks, you're going to lose a lot of important allies when you're going to need them one day. But hey, you should have thought about it before you went out and voted for Donnie Dumbass.